to ask you. You mentioned something to me that I wanted you to address about you built a really nice house at one point, and John was there with you through that process and the building of your house and stuff. And you told me a really cool story about an incident with some of the construction going on at that house and some of the dumpster service and stuff. And I wondered if you might talk about that. We can hold that off for a minute if you want to get to a few more questions, or we can get into that. And but I wanted to bring that up because I thought that was a good story. It's up to you.
So what happened was we were building my house out in Woodbury, and I kept getting these bills. Every time they pull it, you pull a dumpster, you get a bill. So I knew that it couldn't be right. So I put cameras up, and I when he would send me a bill, this Italian guy, I pulled your dumpster. So I think it was whatever it was, a couple of hundred a pull. So after a while, it was getting to be expensive, and I knew there wasn't any more dumpsters that we needed there because we knocked the house down, and now we're in the process of building it up. So I showed John the bills. I says, this doesn't seem right. So we looked at the video. He says, I'm going to come to the house on Sunday. He says, have the guy just tell him your father, your uncle wants to go over the bills with him. So I says, all right. So I tell the guy, I says, meet me at the house. I says, my uncle, my father, whatever, I don't remember what exactly I said, but they want to go over the bills with you because we want to straighten out with you today. So the guy comes there, and John comes rolling up in his black Mercedes, all alone, with a warm up, with one of those sweatsuits on. He pulls into the big circular driveway and pulls in, gets out of the car, and so it took the guy about maybe 10 seconds to recognize John. And John says, yeah, I want to go over these bills with you here. What are you doing with my kid here with these bills? So, Mr. John, I'm so sorry. He says, these are the bills. He says, no, these aren't the bill. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's no more bills. He says, forget about the bills. John says, and get this dumpster out of here tomorrow too. So there were no more bills and there were no more dumpsters. So then Carmine Agnello used to send a dumpster to the house, once a week. And but that was a funny story. The guy thought he was, I'm going to rip this guy off. So
yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he didn't rip me off too much after that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. John. I didn't know it was you. He said, well, now you know.
Yeah, I thought that's funny.
Yeah, you had to be there really to appreciate it.
He's going to straighten everything out, go over the bills with your uncle or whoever, and then John Gotti steps out of the car.
Yeah. It's like when I used to take him to the restaurants in the neighborhood, and of course, my neighborhood was predominantly Jewish and Italian. So we go into La Palma on Jericho Turnpike. And I had called up the owner. I says, just hold the table, make sure. So we walk in there, and I'm telling you, you could hear a pin drop. We sat in the side, we ate dinner. John turns around and says to me, this is not Italian food, Lewis. This is Jew food. This is what Jewish people eat. He said, I want real Italian food. So I laughed. John wasn't anti-Semitic at all. And the rabbi that married me, the temple needed money, Rabbi Klein from the Merritt Jewish Center. So, and John loved the guy. The rabbi was just a great guy. So it didn't matter. John was not a religious guy. It didn't matter who you were or what you are. If he liked you, he liked you. But he says, Lewis, this is not real Italian food. It's all right. So we won't come here anymore. But they're probably still talking about it 20 years later.
What was the funniest ear chewing you ever heard John Gotti give someone?
Oh, my God. There's so many of them. So many. And, John would have a way of doing it. That was just an amazing way of doing it.
The one that you talked about the other day, the last one we did about the dumpster situation, that was funny.
Oh, yeah. The guy was trying to rip me off with the dumpsters. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
See, you got to understand, if John was giving somebody an ear chewing, they collapsed. They couldn't believe it. They wet their pants. So that wasn't that kind of a thing.